Hey everyone, welcome to Turkish Spotlight Secrets. Settle in, because what we're hearing tonight has the entire gossip world buzzing. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe and share. This one is going to be talked about for a long time. Now, let's get to it. The latest whispers surround Gökberk Yıldırım and Cemre Arda, the duo long praised for their calm energy and quiet devotion. According to fresh chatter behind the scenes, the couple has agreed to an amicable divorce, a decision reportedly signed and sealed with care and mutual understanding. No official announcement has hit their feeds yet, but the rumor took off instantly, and you can feel the shockwaves ricocheting through every corner of social media. If you followed their story, you know why people are stunned. Gökberk and Cemre have always cultivated a balanced, grounded image. They never played to the gallery with theatrics or layered drama over everyday life. Their online presence was modest and composed, the kind of posts that hinted at warmth without oversharing. Interviews were the same, gentle words, mutual admiration, steady talk of trust and timing. That's why this supposed decision to part ways, signed quietly and without a storm, feels so unexpected to the fans who have long viewed them as the definition of a modern, discreet partnership. The talk is that this wasn't something born of a blow-up, not a late-night argument that spiraled or a scandalous reveal. What the grapevine insists is that Gökberk and Cemre reached this crossroad after months, maybe longer, of earnest conversations and reflection. The idea, they say, was to preserve the respect that built their bond rather than fight a tide that had shifted. The alleged agreement, described by those chattering in industry corridors, apparently excludes any tug-of-war over finances or belongings. No compensation battles, no extended court schedules, no fireworks designed to draw blood. If true, it's an effort to close a chapter with dignity, preserving the best of what they shared instead of rehearsing the worst of what they couldn't reconcile. Of course, fans are combing through clues. The couple hasn't been photographed together in a while. Their captions seem to speak to separate routines, separate rooms, separate days. Where there once were intertwined schedules, there are now different cities, different sets, different late-night wrap-ups. None of this is definitive proof, it never is. But the cumulative rhythm of absence, coupled with the suggestion that papers have already been signed, adds a layer of gravity you can't shrug off. And so the chatter grows, traveling from message boards to talk shows to group chats where people replay interviews and parse every smile. Those who followed Gökberk and Cemre from the beginning remember how it all started. A project brought them into the same orbit, professional chemistry built a bridge to friendship, and that friendship slowly ripened into a quiet romance. The way they carried it forward, without the spectacle, without turning everyday life into a constant display, endeared them to an audience exhausted by performative love stories. They kept the spotlight at arm's length, choosing soft edges over neon lights. And yet, here we are, if the rumors are right, watching them step away from each other with the same measured restraint that defined their years together. It's not just what is being said, it's how it's being framed. Sources insist that the goal is to maintain a unified voice if and when they decide to address the public. The language would be calm, honest, and considerate. The emphasis would be on gratefulness and growth rather than failure. Discreet, respectful, careful, these words keep surfacing whenever the subject turns to how they might speak about this. People close to them, so the whispers go, emphasize that neither wants to hurt the other. If that's true, it would fit with the image they've held all along, two people who choose their words and their silences with equal care. Meanwhile, fans are already responding, even without an official statement. You can feel the sadness, the disbelief, the worry that another ideal has been punctured. But there's also something else in the comments, the acknowledgement that an amicable ending can be an expression of love too. The tone of many posts is surprisingly tender. If this is real, thank you for doing it with grace. If it's not, come back and laugh about it with us. Either way, people are bracing for the day the silence breaks. Tonight's headline may sound familiar, but the details make it sting. The rumor that an amicable divorce agreement has been signed gives the story a seriousness you can't dismiss. It's one thing to speculate about distance, another to imagine an actual document with both names written neatly, a final accord that speaks to maturity. And yet, even as we say that, it's worth remembering that the world of celebrity gossip is a hall of mirrors. Not every absence means a goodbye. Not every parallel life is a parted one. What is new, and what is impossible to ignore, is the way the conversation has shifted from vague anxiety to concrete claims. Industry chatter paints the same picture again and again: no crisis, no scandal, no leaks of betrayal. The agreement, if it exists, reads like a pact between two people who would rather spare each other the wear and tear. No split of assets to argue about, no compensation to calculate, no court dates designed to teach each other a lesson. The process, they say, is meant to be swift and quiet, handled off stage so the audience doesn't become a jury. There's a shared wish to move forward without rewinding every memory for a courtroom. For years, the absence of spectacle was their hallmark. They never leaned into controversy for attention, never weaponized emotion for headlines. Their projects carried them forward, and their relationship did not become a storyline to market other stories. When they appeared together, it felt unforced. When they disappeared, it felt intentional. In a world that rewards noise, their silence always felt like a choice. And now, faced with the most important decision of all, the rumor is that they have made the same choice again. To speak softly, to be careful, to honor what was real. This is not to say fans aren't searching for reasons. People talk about timing, about diverging schedules, about the strain of balancing personal life with public demands. They mention long shoot days that turn into long months, the airports and apartments that feel less like homes and more like passageways. They wonder if separate ambitions grew stronger than shared plans. But through all of that speculation, one thread keeps running true: no one is talking about blame. The alleged agreement suggests neither is interested in rewriting the past to make the other into a villain. If the page is turning, it's being turned with clean hands. There's a crucial detail in all these whispers, a coordinated approach to telling the story, if and when they tell it at all. The phrase "common language" keeps reappearing, as if both parties understand the power of the first statement. It frames the narrative, sets the tone, decides the temperature of the room. A calm message from both, rather than a sequence of reactive posts, would fit their long-established rhythm. It would also quiet the kind of speculation that feeds on contradiction. For now, though, contradiction is all there is. They haven't been seen together recently. No shared sightings, no quick coffee runs, no stolen candid of two hands reaching for one car door. Their accounts, once adjacent in tone, now read like parallel diaries. One posts a sunrise in a new city, the other shares a late-night studio light left on after the last take. People read meaning into everything, from the color of a jacket to the timing of a caption. And while symbols are powerful, they aren't proof, until, of course, a signed agreement becomes part of the conversation. That's the pivot that makes even the quietly optimistic fans stop and hold their breath. As this story gains momentum, the echo is impossible to ignore. Gökberk, Yıldırım and Cemre, Arda, names often mentioned in the same breath, are now circulating in whispers that place them on different paths. The claim that the separation is amicable keeps those whispers from sounding like a storm. Instead, they sound like a long exhale. It is the kind of ending people rarely get in public life, and yet, if the rumor is true, it might be the ending they have chosen together. What's next? Gossip circles are fixated on a potential announcement. The first words will matter, the timing will matter, the delivery will matter. Will it be a joint statement typed in one quiet evening? Will it be a separate pair of messages that still read like they were written side by side? Or will they let the rumor burn itself out and keep walking, trusting that time will make room for new chapters? No one knows. That uncertainty has become the story inside the story. In the meantime, the tributes have begun in subtle ways. Fans post their favorite moments, recall tiny gestures that looked like private jokes, share clips where nerves softened at the sight of the other's eyes. They talk about what they learned from the couple's restraint, about the steadiness they brought to a loud industry. They say it would make sense, in a way, for even this moment to be handled with the same careful touch, no spectacle, no sides, just a measured farewell that leaves the door open to gratitude. For those who followed from the earliest days, the alleged decision doesn't erase the history. Their collaboration built more than headlines. It built a template of how to be present without surrendering everything. It showed that holding part of your life away from the crowd can be a kind of generosity. And if this is truly the end of their romantic story, then the legacy might be the way they chose to end it, not by salting the earth, but by letting it rest. And still, we have to say it, rumors are rumors until they're not. In this world, narratives bend and snap back. People drift and return. Distance sometimes means busyness. Silence sometimes means focus. The possibility of a signed agreement adds weight, yes, but not finality, not yet. The only thing that will make it final is their words. Until then, we wait, reading the signs and reminding ourselves that not every sign is a map. What would a calm separation look like for two people who have made calmness their signature? Probably something like this, a carefully drafted message acknowledging the years they shared. An emphasis on kindness. A promise to support each other's future work. No accusations telegraphed through songs, no lawyer letters trending by lunchtime. Just a gentle closing, the way you might shut a door without waking the house. If there's one image that stays with you tonight, let it be this: two professionals, two people, standing together at the edge of a chapter. No grand gestures, no tearful stages. Just a nod, a thank you, and a step forward. Maybe the cameras catch it, maybe they don't. But either way, it would be consistent with the way they began and the way they have carried themselves all along. So that's where we are. The chatter is loud, the details are quiet, and the truth is waiting. If the amicable agreement is real, it's a testament to the care they've shown each other from day one. If it isn't, then we will all learn that even the most respectful love stories can't escape being rewritten by rumor. Until the silence breaks, all eyes remain on the same two names. Gökberk, Yıldırım and Cemre, Arda. Thank you for watching Turkish Spotlight Secrets. If you found this deep dive helpful, remember to subscribe and share. We'll be here the moment anything becomes official, ready to bring you the facts with the respect this story deserves.